sample video a couple months ago, but I want to do another one. I've had a few requests for it. So, first of all, I like how they packaged it this time. When I bought a caramel apple there a couple months ago, they wrapped it in cellophane, so when I got home, I peeled the cellophane off and half the caramel came with it, so that's a much better idea. I'll try not to make too much noise taking this off. As you can see, it has coconut on it, and I got a marshmallow stick. So anyways, I'll give this a whirl, see how it is. That's good. I just got back from having lunch with my son. We went for lasagna. I had lasagna and he had chicken fingers and french fries. But anyways, whenever I go to a restaurant and I see people cooking there, it always reminds me of my very first day of cooking school. This is good, by the way. I bought this in the mall. This place has really good quality stuff. They charge a lot for it, but it's really good quality. So anyways, when I first went to cooking school, they stuck me on the soup line the very first day. You know, the deli where I buy my Chinese food. They also do breakfast there. It's a really good place. And that reminds me of my first day of cooking too. Because the staff there, they wear these little white hats, and I had to wear one of those my first day. My first couple weeks, actually. But anyways, that restaurant, before COVID, they had a full breakfast. 2 eggs any style, ham, bacon, sausage, potatoes like either grated or chunky, and your choice of toast, sourdough, whatever, and coffee for $5.99. I mean, you can't get that cheap at McDonald's. And then during COVID, it went up to $6.99. Now it's $7.99, but still $8. You can't eat a breakfast anywhere cheaper than that. So my first day of cooking school, actually I'll start at the beginning. In early 1981, around January, I went to the university, told them I wanted to enroll in this cooking course. Because my good friend Brian, he was a cook, and him and I had a lot in common, many things, and cooking was one of them. And I wanted to take that course, and they said, well, there's about a year and a half long wait. So I thought, well, it's okay. Give me a chance to save some money and do a few things before I get committed to a 1-year course. As you can see, there's coconut on there. I love my coconut. So anyway, that's fine. I thought a year and a half gave me a chance to do some traveling, save some money, whatever. I was working for Budget Rent-A-Truck at the time. So it's one day I'm at work, and it's around early April, and I get a phone call from the university, and they say, there's an opening. Now this was Friday. They said I could start Monday. And I kind of panicked because I thought, well, this is way too soon. I wasn't ready. So I just said, no, I'm not ready. So they said, well, if you change your mind, they seemed kind of surprised. But they said, if you change your mind, just phone us back. So one of the ladies came in that worked there, and I was telling her about the phone call. She said, you're crazy not to go. You've been wanting to do this. This is your chance. I thought she's right. So I phoned the university back, and I said, too late. And they said, no, all you gotta do is say yes. So I said yes, and Monday I was in. I went and told my boss. Normally you give like 2 weeks notice, but he understood. Very nice guy, wished me luck. So anyways, I started. I remember when I walked in that kitchen, it was huge. I was so nervous. I was so nervous the first day. I thought, what have I got myself into? But I met one of the chefs right away. And I walked in there. I says, oh, you're just in time. He points to his watch and says, it's coffee time. Very nice guy. But they had, it was the biggest kitchen I ever saw. And they had about 70 students. And they rotated, so every month they would take in more. And if they let 10 in, that meant 10 were going out. So it was like a perpetual rotating type course. You could jump in anytime you wanted. And I started around April. I think mid-April, I think, of 1981. And it would turn out to be one of the best years of my life. A few months earlier, I'd broken up with my girlfriend Cindy. I was heartbroken. You know, I felt very alone in my little studio apartment. Social life just kind of tanked. Very lonely. So anyway, like her and I thought we'd have gotten married or something, because I just thought that's the direction we were going, but she decided one day to move to the big city to find herself, so she did. So anyway, I enrolled in this chef's training and got in there. And right away, I just kind of fit right in. I mean, I was nervous as all heck, but I started making friends almost instantly. You know, on my coffee break, I was talking to people, and I had a car, an old $300 beater. So I was carpooling with a few people. You know, they'd pay me. I'd let them ride, give them a ride to school and back. So I was making friends almost instantly. So that was good. And next thing you know, I'm, going out for coffee and going out for beers, and the course was very intense. I mean, you hit the ground running, and you get in there, and there's all these different sections and all that, but one thing I wasn't quite prepared for, they told me this ahead of time, but there was like a lot of essays and classroom and homework and field trips, and as well as the practicum. So anyways, my social life just takes off. Meeting lots of was doing something, going somewhere. And then I met this girl. Her name was Susan. She would later become my girlfriend, then my wife, mother of my kids, then my ex-wife. The circle of life. So, of course, we become quite close, and I was living in a little studio apartment in the high-rise, $174 a month rent. So I felt, I really had the world by the tail. And so every day was, we meet at the pub, a bunch of us, and that night would always be partying. There was always something going on, as well as all the homework we had to do in the course, Like I said, it was very intense, so where I got the time to party is beyond me, but I did. So anyway, so I had this little apartment, and this one night I had a party there. I mean, I'd had quite a few get-togethers, but this one night, it got out of hand, and a bunch of people that I didn't expect to showed up, and I had about 25 people in this little studio apartment. Can't let this coconut go to waste. So, needless to say, I got thrown out. They tossed me. I mean, I'd basically become the neighbor that I didn't really like myself. Had the stereo going, people over, but I was leading such a different life that I didn't seem to care. So, anyways, I got thrown out. So I had no place to go, so I couch surfed there for a while. And my girlfriend was looking for a place to live. So her and I lived with these two other girls for about a month or two. 1 month. Then we found a place to rent. It was a big house. The house was built probably around 1920, maybe. It was really old. And big 3-story house. Basement was one of those sort of Dungeness type 7-foot seating basement. But it was really old, had the old fireplace and kind of chopped up with all the rooms and all that. Definitely like an old arts and craft type house. So, and it was on like about half an acre. Very close to the college, it was perfect. So we rented that. We got another girl into the action. Her name was Wendy. So it was me, Susan, and Wendy renting this place. Can't remember how much I paid. I'm thinking we probably paid about maybe $300 a month or something. Like all together, not each. And all the students were being funded by the government. I always said that was a good investment because the government gave me money to take this course and to live on it. Kind of like employment insurance. But they got their money back 100 times over because I worked steady for 40-some years, paying taxes and whatever, so I was never unemployed after that. Once I became a cook, I never once went looking for work. Work came looking for me. So anyway, course is going good. Learning a lot. Doing field trips to different restaurants. And in that course, you learn everything. Everything from soup sauces, how to do inventory and ordering, and processing and cutting up. We'd get like a whole cow and cut it up, stuff like that. All kinds of stuff. Shipping, receiving, bake shop. I love bake shop. That was fantastic. And I was working with some of the best instructors in the world. Like, I'm not kidding. They were very good. Gold medalists. Susan and I started sharing one eventually, and then it was great. So, like I said, every night was a get-together, but we started having like really big parties and stuff like that. And this one night we had this party. We had this red wine called Summit Rouge or something like that. We call it somewhat rude or somewhat rude. Anyway, it was like a cheap red wine in a big jug with the thing for your finger to, and I think it cost about $2.50 for a big jug. I mean, cheap wine's the best, right? Anyways, so we had this red wine and we got really inebriated, and somehow we ended up having these red wine fights. We're throwing red wine all over the place, and I don't know, the next morning we wake up and this beautiful wallpaper in the house is just covered in red wine spatters, and the ceiling, everything. We're thinking, oh my gosh, what were we thinking? We're done now, we're gonna get thrown out of here. So I even went downtown. I was pricing out some wallpaper. I thought, we can't do that. Don't have time, don't have the money. Didn't know what to do about it. So Forrest and I were home one day. We got a Q-tip and some Javex bleach. Tipped it in there, started going like that. The red wine came off beautifully. It took us all afternoon, but we got rid of all that red wine. Worked amazing. Praise the Lord for that one. So anyway, we're still, going to school, having a great time, having lots of parties. So Halloween comes along. Actually, I'll just back up a minute. We were kind of starving as well. So we eventually got to wear these big tall hats, and there was there was nothing in between. It just, it was like a hollow thing you slip over your head. So there's no lid on it or nothing. So we used to steal food, take a sandwich, stick it in there, and walk out very rigidly, perfect posture, walk out of the kitchen, walk into the cafeteria and eat our sandwich, because, we were spending too much of our money on partying and alcohol and whatever. I remember during the summer we lived on a lot of apples, and late summer a lot of blackberries. We'd get care packages from our moms and whatever, and we had these hippie neighbors. We called them the hippie neighbors. They were a lovely couple in their 30s. I mean, they seemed older because we were only in our 20s, but they would bring us muffins and stuff. They're very nice. So Halloween, we're going to have a Halloween party. And we're going all out. We invite pretty much everybody. You had to wear a costume. That was the only requisite. So anyways, you had to wear a costume. Now this one guy, Mikey was in the course. He was one of these guys. He was a big guy, about 6'2", very friendly. But I don't know why he was in there, because I never saw him cook anything. He'd walk around with a rag in his hand, cleaning up all day, but just don't ask him to cook anything. He was always talking and chatting, going for a smoke, having a coffee, but I don't recall him ever cooking anything. So, the day of the Halloween party, he's going to be the Incredible Hulk. So, he's got his costume. When he shows up at the party, he's got his costume, and he's green from head to toe. I don't know who did his makeup, but it looked great. He had all the torn clothes and that were too small for him and all ripped, So anyways, he looked just like the Incredible Hulk, except he was, only 22 and his face was more rounder, but aside from that, he looked really good. Now apparently, I had heard that he was up at the Chinese food restaurant Chinese food you eat, the more alcohol you can absorb. So he was just mowing down on the chow mein and the chop suey and everything else. And he felt the more he ate, the more he could drink. Okay. So the party starts, I don't know, maybe 7:38, whatever. By 9 o'clock, it's just rocking. Wall-to-wall people. Music's going, you know, like back then it was, I know, Pat Benatar, Billy Squire, AC/DC, whatever, right? Whatever we were listening to back then. Everyone's having a great time. Now this house, as big as it was, only had one bathroom. And the dining room and the living room were connected. But there was a little hallway. And as soon as you go in the hallway, first door on the right was the bathroom. So it was almost at the mouth of the living room and the dining room. So I heard people complaining that, I mean, it was okay for the men, but the women were complaining that they wanted to use the bathroom, but it was always locked. I thought, well, that's kind of weird. So I went and jiggled the doorknob. Sure enough, it was locked. So I banged on the door. Nothing happened. So I banged on the door some more. I promise you people I'm going to do a video where I suck my fingers. I say that in almost every video. So anyway, I bang on the door. Nothing happens. I jiggle the doorknob, bang on the door, and I got all these women standing there waiting to get in. You know, like, what's the problem? So I bang on the door, and all of a sudden the door opens. And it opens up, and there's Mikey, the Incredible Hulk, green from head to toe. And he's got a little bit of drool or something. And I look at him, and he just stares at me like that. And I'm looking at him, you know, like, and he's just staring at me. And all of a sudden, he just spews vomit. Now, how I managed to jump out of the way, I'll never know. But my reflexes were so fast, I jumped out of the way. You know, without getting a drop on me. Maybe it was divine intervention, I don't know. But, my gosh, I couldn't believe how fast I got out of the way. And he just spewed puke all over the floor. And all these girls are standing there absolutely mortified. Now, all he had to do was turn around and throw up in the toilet. But no, didn't do that. He lets it go right there. Now, unfortunately, right in front of the bathroom door was a great big round grate, steel grate. Yeah, it looked like it was brass, but I think it was steel. And it was about 3 feet in diameter. And right below that, down in the basement, was this big furnace. Just like that one on Home Alone, you know, the big furnace. This wasn't just a wood stove, it was a wood furnace. Huge big ducts going everywhere. I had never seen a furnace like a wood furnace like that in my whole life. And upstairs, right by the bathroom door, you could pull these chains in and open and close the damper, you know. So there's that great big round thing. Well, he throws up, and pretty much most of it goes down into that grate, out, you know, and all everywhere else. Well, everybody's just mortified, so we just back off. Well, thank goodness the hippie people. She, you know, I can't remember the name, but they were nice people. She was the only mature woman there, you know, she's like 35. She gets some towels and rags, gets on her hands and knees and starts cleaning this up, right? And we thought, oh, praise the Lord. But anyways, I heard that Mikey had passed out one of our raised flower beds out in the yard somewhere. And fortunately, someone drove him home which was a good thing, because, I mean, it was Halloween, weather was cooling off. So anyways, I could take a bite of my marshmallow stick. chocolate and Smarties. So anyway, we got all that vomit cleaned up. I can't remember if the party continued or ended or what. But for about 2 months after that, whenever you fired up the wood stove and winter was coming on, we had to use it. You could smell that vomit. It was just awful. So finally, Forrest and I took that great big grate off, got a screwdriver. There's about maybe a dozen big long screws. Lifted that thing out, cleaned in there, took the grate outside, hosed it off, cleaned up the best we could, and that kind of put an end to it for the most part. But yeah, it was just a very weird night. That's good. Wow. That was tasty. Well, so anyways, back to school. School's going great. Christmas came, and by this time the partying was getting to be was getting old. I mean, it's one thing that it was fun at first, but after a while it was just, you're always waking, you go to bed with a house full of people, waking up with a house full of people, and it was getting a bit tiring. And Wendy couldn't take it, she just up and moved out. And I think about 2 or 3 people moved in to take her place. So Susan and I decided we had enough. So right after Christmas, we were out of there. And the whole place just started going downhill after that. Apparently they ran out of firewood, so they were burning furniture and stuff like that. So, funny enough, Susan and I got an apartment. This time we got a 1-bedroom, a bigger one. And the old building that I got thrown out of. And the people there liked me. They hated to throw me out, but they had to. And so they let me back in. And I promised I'd be good, and I was. And like I said, they liked me, so they let me back in. So, I knew in a couple of months I'd be finished the course. I learned a lot. I would go on to take more courses. I would go from a cook to a chef. Some of my best instruction, my best classroom was actually working in a kitchen. My best teachers were the chefs that I worked with. But it was all good. I will say that it was one of the best years of my life. I had so much fun. That whole entire year, I was doing and becoming what I'd wanted to do for a long time, and that was a chef. I knew I'd start something good. I mean, it was the start of a 40-year career. And my social life was just fantastic. I had a nice girlfriend that, 2 years later we would get married and buy our first house. And 4 years after meeting, we would have our first child. But I had a lot of fun in that course. Even, and not just socializing, but actually being in the course, it was a lot of fun, a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun. was having lunch with. He's 34. He got injured at work there last week. He was, they use a forklift to pull these big tarps. These tarps are huge. They're not something you can manhandle. You have to use a machine to move them. And one of the forks was loose on the front. And he was going to go put a pin in it. And the other guy was supposed to be holding it, like keeping it steady. He's going to put a pin in it. And something happened. The guy just let it fall, and it fell right in my son's leg. Fortunately, didn't break anything. Well, that was very good. I've had a few requests to do another caramel apple. I still get requests for more pizza and chicken. So I've done 2 pizzas, 2 chickens, and 2 caramel apples. I haven't done a Mexican video yet. I'm waiting to find a sombrero. I keep scouring the secondhand stores, can't seem to find one. It's funny because when I wasn't looking for one, there's like 3 of them. But anyway, well, my friends, as always, hope you're doing well. I appreciate your support, I really do. You know, I hear from the same people all the time, and I appreciate that. I feel like I'm getting to know some of them. So anyways, my friends, you take care. Look after yourself and look after each other. And thanks for tuning in.